I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is April 7, Monday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today and a good weekend. So now take a look at this. I'll try to make this fire video quick, but my last video was on Thursday of last week, the 3rd of April. So I was talking about us dropping down, getting to some liquidity, and then bouncing back up. Now, again, this was made on Thursday, so I put a community post on Friday. I put a statement saying that, okay, Friday ended up coming down even more and stayed a low candle and selling candle and not buying back up for retracing of the weekly candle to 20 to 40% of some of that liquidity in there, right? So it stayed a low Friday candle. Then what happened on Monday today? Now they're talking Black Monday or whatever possible. Last time we've dropped like this is 1987 or whatever, right? But the logic is down and then coming back up to, obviously this was maybe extreme, but what did we do? I talked about the August lows here that were equal. And sure enough, we pretty much did that, right? So let's go into the higher time frame just so you can see it real quick. So I would have normally done the example pre-drawing on this chart, but I did it on here. So here I was saying right there we would drop and come back up, right? So this doesn't necessarily mean it has to stop right there. When Friday happened, we just kept rolling over and then we gapped. So the only easiest way they can come and get these lows right here, this is what I was talking about. And what's funny is I already have this stuff marked. This right here with the liquidity, this gap, I don't have a mark, but I don't even need to. It's obvious. And we have the high of 21, right? Yeah. So right there, and we come in, we tag that. So the real goal, and if this was a 1 minute chart, this is a breakout area. And we were calling this, so if you recall, we were calling about, I'm just going to go over higher time frame real quick and then in the video. But here we were talking about, let me go on a daily. We were talking about here, we come up here and we swept here. We came down right here. Yes, we could possibly start taking liquidity, but here, if you recall, in this time, I was on a vacation in California. Uncle died or whatever, but saying that it was supposed to come down and bounce from there, right there, right? And we didn't get that. And I said it would be alarming if we did not. So we already knew, especially when we broke here, that we were bearish, right? So when was this? I mean, obviously this is over a month ago. So yeah, man, but the traders knew. And then what's funny is I'm at the barbecue yesterday and I was tired as hell this morning. Almost didn't even make it to this video, to be honest, or even trading. But I'm glad I did because it was fire. But, they're all talking about, oh, my 401k, watch out for them to slip. And man, this is, I lost almost, $40,000, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's why I told people don't buy here because this is the broker's telling them to buy here and it's still coming down. And they did this real quick. I mean, usually it drops fast anyway, but damn. But anyways, the point of what I'm saying is that we, as traders, we knew this earlier. Like they started being worried here. They were worried here. And then people trying to keep buying and it keeps coming down. Like you expect this leg, they're rushing for that liquidity. And man, let me tell you, real big drop because if you take a look at this, even if we were to try to make this make sense, the length of this pullback, I don't know, it's like the 21% retrace or loss in the market. I think this was 25 or something retrace, and then COVID. No. This was 35. Was it 35? Come on. I'm trying to make this video quick. So let me just. That's why I said backtest 2022. I've been talking about this, right? This was 30. Yeah. Damn near 37%. Retrace, and then this was about 25 right here for COVID. You see that? But anyways, higher high, higher low, higher high. I mean, but the thing is, this came back so deep to the point where the retracements was almost as big as the whole entire 2022. But I don't expect that to be the low of the year. It's possible we did bounce off of that, and it's like a very good place to buy technically. But I don't really care, to be honest with you. But so that being all said. that's why I'm saying this type of movement. And of course, they decided to raise. So this has already been in conversation. I've already been mentioning those August lows here as well. And then I mentioned this gap a long time ago. And now take a look. We just tapped in that gap. Oh no, we didn't. We barely got to it. But see, do they want to count that as fair delivery here, or they're going to come back down? I don't think we're coming back down, but that doesn't mean it's going to be coming down right now. I mean, we could still structure from a lower low right now to a lower high, and then pop up here, maybe get some of this imbalance, squeeze people out again, and then roll over. I'll get to that in a second, but I'm just trying to give the conversation. And then, but yeah, swept that shit, breakout level, and technically it wouldn't make sense that you guys came this far and then eventually we don't come and seal that gap, because that's super unfair delivery. So imagine they did that gap in the end of 23, spent all 24 buying, and then 25 they're now coming back. So just like a 1 minute chart. If it was just a 1 minute chart, so breakout levels, no fucking difference. All right, so let's kind of get real quick into it so I can be done. And then I dropped the ball like being prepared today, to be honest with you, because it was such a long weekend. Anyways, so at the time, I fixed this here. I didn't fix it earlier, but I fixed this here to the projection from this swing to swing. So you can see it on the 1 hour pretty easy, where Trump's drop here, where we made that buy first there, and then we pushed up and then broke down. So that's I'm measuring this. I finally did this like today, and then obviously that's shitting for the price when we gap down, sitting at a 3.5 to 4, right? We have the empty gap here. I was thinking about even buying this in Asia, but I was so busy and didn't trust it. Had a feeling we'd come back down again, and we kind of did. So, and then the projection from here to here, you can see pushing up 2 to 2.5. Obviously that breakout level and imbalance, plus the liquidity of these lower highs that we made on Friday that I did not make the video. Obviously you remember that right there. But if you remember Friday, obviously just price action, we had equal highs right here. So I'm going to explain how everything's going to roll in real quick. But see those equal highs right here? That was what was making it difficult to also sell. But once you got your order flow and lower low and lower high, you can pick any one of these lower highs to sell, add time in there, and all that extra stuff. So, boom, came right to the 3.5 to 4. As you see here, I understood that this could be a floor, or this could go right. It could go right through at 9:30. But my goal today, at minimum, and the volatility was just so phenomenal, that the moves were just massive amount of, each candle is like 75 points and 100 points and 50 points. So playing it smooth today as it being Monday. Now that I said that, we also have these little double bottoms right here. So I was thinking about buying it here and then had a feeling to come back down and take a look. I would have already squeezed my stop loss, and because it was very volatile, like I said, about the size of the candles. And then we came back down in London. No, they didn't sweep it, but I mean, that's kind of rough. And I figured they would do that or not. Or my 9:30 might take it. So let me try to get back to the video. Just go straight to it here. So you see at 9:30 here, I've got this projected. Again, you can see it. I don't have it fixed here on the 4 hour or the 1 hour. I don't fix it, but I understood where we were. Doesn't mean it's going to work or not, but it's just logic. And then I had these 4 down candles with the 15-minute. And then I understood that we had already popped into a 1 and 1.5. And we did not seal this top, right? But it's very easy for them to even make it a Black Monday where they really sink it. So got to play it cool. But I understood that this could be a retracement here and maybe possibly go back up and buy. Obviously, we have the opening range gap that's completely empty. But getting into the 9:30 in this trade, with my logic, I understood that these were equal lows here. So my screenshot wasn't that great, but here, right here, see these lows right here, and the midnight level, and a breakout level. See that? See that's a breakout. See this high right here? See how we busted right through? It's the same level. So this is framing. I'm just giving you the framework. I was actually trying to sell down into here. Look at that. That's the same level. See that? It's just the same level. So breakout level, we got the 1 and 1.5. Let me leave that for a second. Go back to the 15-minute. I'm highlighting the top candle. I can see 1 and 1.5 here and 2 to 2.5 right there. And then you can see the bust out level with that, what I just got done explaining. And it's an imbalance on 15-minute and 5-minute. You can go do the research there. So, but what was I doing here? I'm going to this area pre-market before it gets here. Like I don't care if it's going to buy or sell in general, but my setup for today, the real setup was obviously buying from there, but the real setup for me in the beginning was I had an order flow already coming up from here. See these lower highs here, squeezing out. So see the order flow, see the imbalances protecting right there. This 925 wicking there, and then 930 is right here. So before we continue, I'm already seeing the order flow. I saw this flow at 9 o'clock. Wanted to sell any one of these imbalances. I didn't even highlight that one. I saw this, and I was like, okay, no, just wait for 930. It's fine. But I already had a game plan of trying to. I could have got in one of these, but you see these lows right here. See how we bust through it now. If it's a dump and a pump, for example, if it's selling first, obviously we get the dumps normally first, right? And then pushes down for 3 drives. But when it whipped back up into that imbalance of the 925, I see that as a retracement back, and you got resistance with these lows. See, we already broke underneath and closed. Then we come right back up. Very high chance that this is going to be like a resistance area for the leg to come down. And I also understand that this is a low, a high, a higher low. That's a higher high. So where's the higher low, even if it's going to buy? So 2 reasons to sell it. And you're going to say, well, what about the empty price action here? Well, they're going to dangle that first. They had the opening range gap. Everybody thinks it's heavy, so they sell it, which I'm already trying to sell it to this area anyway. So I had the midnight level, but what's really key is there. That low and that low. You're going to say that low took out that low though. But guess what? There's no bodies in it. There's no bodies. I try to open this up, man. You can see this, right? Ugh. Trying to open this up, man. Give me a second here. And then you see the wicks, and then it pushed up. So even though that low took out the low, it's still equal lows. It's already an inducement to buy from here. Plus, remember, they dangle that carrot right there, right? So, and the midnight level is there. Okay, so that's why when I'm taking this sell, so much to explain, bro. So that's why when I'm taking this sell, the 930 closes and the 931 pops right up. Tags in there. I already got no bodies in there. This is a wick. This is already tipping its hand to me. This is a retracement back. This candle closes, which is the 931. Then the 932 candle wicks in right there. You see that? Wicks into that imbalance. Look at that. Perfect. I want to see it heavy if it's coming down. If it had popped up higher, then we would slow our roll more. But came into the wick just a little bit, just for anybody who saw this and the momentum of selling it, right? So, but this is kind of like a resistance area, right? See that? So it pops in, beautiful. As soon as this candle comes down, dude, I get filled in, beautiful. What am I doing? I'm going straight for the 1 and 1.5, right? And I'm also going for these lows here that I got done telling you, plus the midnight level. I've got it highlighted, and it can't be more clear than that, right? So price starts dropping down, going right to it. I'm loving it. It was actually 15, 16 racks here, down here. And then I'm lethargic a little bit because it's Monday, and I'm trying my execution and movement is slow. I say this every Monday. But I'm glad I was about to say fuck Monday and in this market and just wait, you know what I mean? And let for flow to happen. But I was like, nah, fucking let's go. It's beautiful. It's still every day can be a trading day. Now, I'm not saying every day is a trading day, but every day can be a trading day. And most days are, when I say is a trading day, is only because there is moves that are happening. Even if it's shitty or not really going anywhere, there is a move if you swept liquidity and then retrace back or the other way and all that, right? If it was even hunting like a shakeout day, right? You're still going to be able to find a move if you're patient in the day. So that's kind of what I mean by every day is a trading day. Every day shouldn't is every day every day can be a trading day. You get what I'm saying? So anyways, this is popping down, and by the time I put it here for this level, and I was like, I'm gonna lock it in 10 racks. I'm okay. I was trying to squeeze it and take the picture, and then this candle just popped up real quick. So by here, I'm already like ready to get out, and I'm squeezing it out, and it's done. But guess what? I don't have to be right here, but then, so we get to push back up, and then we fall down. We get to push back up into the 930 level, see that? And then it falls down, pops back up. Look, look at all these lower highs, right? This is a sell by sell, or it's a dump, and then pump, right? So anyways, get out here. So then this candle, you see me getting out real here when it starts to push up on that candle. We didn't hit that midnight level yet, and we didn't take out those lows. So for me, this is telling me, oh, they're just swinging it right back up for another lower high, and then we're gonna do a final drive down, right? And as you can see, now we're getting closer to that breakout level that I was telling you about here, remember? So that being the case, this price swings up. Where does it go? It tags this up candle. I have it in red because I couldn't even, again, so unprepared today, I couldn't even change the color, but it was a line, so it happened to be red, and I just drew it. And I was focusing, I was sniping, dude, like it was crazy, hardcore, locked in. But pushed up, hit that level, and then big wick, which is beautiful, same idea like as this guy over here. And then by the time I processed it, knew it was a sell, then pushed the button, then it moved. I'm filled right here because I was already like, while it was coming back down, I was already pushing sell and ready to sell. So then it, guess what? Rolled right through, buddy. Where? Oh, you don't say. Came right to my level that I was trying to gun for. Then I'm just pretty much here slamming the stop loss because I don't give a fuck again about being right. I've already locked in the first one. I'm locking in the second one, and it's 9:44, dude. It's early, and I'm okay to be done. I'm content. I did what I came to do, and I'm proud that I got out of bed and fucking was, got on it, and almost didn't even trade. But I'm explaining that to say real life trading, right? But take a look. This is the low. This is 944, dude. Look at the 944. The first imbalance, I haven't even drawn it. It's right there. I first put it right here, but then you could use this one probably even better because it makes the low here. But in general, just general conversation, then guess what? I miss it, and I can't even show you the bottom because I again couldn't even screenshot right. It was just like hell stuff was happening. Let me go to this real quick for the buy that I did not catch, and guess what? I have the range here. See this 50% right here? That high and that low. I got this 50 fib right there, right? Don't get lost in it. Remember, bodies are sitting there on the 15-minute above the midnight level, and then I'm getting squeezed 944, I told you, right? That was that candle. I was literally getting squeezed out on this last down candle of the fucking buy. But here's the problem with this, is because I've already took these two trades. I'm already now on defense. Like I'm already took profit. I did what I came to do. Not sure what I care what it was going to do. Losing sight on continuing trading. So that's why I call defense. But then that's that candle. Then it pushes up. Gets above this candle. Let me draw a little line so you can see it. This candle specifically. See that? So at the time I had the green. You can't even see it on the screenshot for the buy, but I mean for the next trade. But you can see it here. This was so I had the green one first, and then there's this one here, and then this is the inversion imbalance that actually held and can be counted as the first imbalance as well. So it's semantics. That's not a big deal. But the point is that, so where are my entry levels for this? Remember, this is super big ranges of candles and risk and this and that. But you get these three little candles here, wicks right there, 3 drives. That's like 3 drives in its own. You had this one here. You had like 1, you had 2, and then you had 3, right? And then you're oversold here, but the 5-minute was really clean for the oversold. If you take a look here, this is why I was also angry a little bit that I didn't catch it. Oversold on the 5-minute right there. You see that? But I wasn't angry, but I was starting to get angry because as it was flying, I was like, dude, you're supposed to take this buy. Even if this is a speaker here in a model, yes, this didn't take that low, but they tricked me with this and they dangled that carry. They did that shit on purpose, and it's okay. It works, and it works, right? But I had plenty of reason to buy it. But when these two trades are taken out and I'm kicking back a little bit, I'm looking at the screens, I'm ready to just, it's just already an accomplishment. This is going to lose sight. Now, here's the thing. Getting to this, back to this. So 3 lows right there, that's an opportunity. Then the candle, this 944 pushes up, takes out that candle. And then this 945 candle, you see that? That 945 candle retraces back in, comes into that 944 wick, kind of retesting that 942 down low candle of the close right there. You see that? I could draw a line right there too. It's just tagging that area. So here's the thing. So you didn't catch the last 3. That's what I would have normally done. So if I didn't catch these sells, is what I'm trying to say, I would have been more on offense to catch this buy, right? But it's okay. There's plenty of, the move was so fucking amazing. But okay, so then this 945, it wicks down and it closes inside that bottom inversion imbalance, the 942. So right there is already a signal, and we're dancing on the midnight level, don't forget. And right there is like, yo, you should be buying this. But no, just in case, it can roll through. So guess what? Once this 946 candle opens, dips down a little bit here, and then takes off, literally takes off, up, going that way, especially past the open of its candle, because it was down first for the wick and then it started being bullish, that's an entry. If you notice, the 50% is literally right there on that candle. So boom, its momentum is starting to push up here. These are all entries as well, because the train is leaving. Because if you took any of these entries, the stop loss has to be around here at the minimum. We've already came into here. I wouldn't want to see it dip down any lower anyway. So then you're talking about 50%, and then you might hit the 50%. So you might want to keep it lower. But my stop loss has to be here. But keep in mind, these levels, look at 728 for that low. And then what's the low of this? 704. That's not bad, but it's still 20 something points. But I don't have the real confirmation until it's gone. And then when it's gone, it's like, now your risk is pretty large. I'm not willing to participate in that, but it's no big deal. Again, I already killed it. Today. But the bodies are sitting there. It's telling you to buy, and you already had 3 drives. If I didn't take these sells, I would have been more conscious, but I decided to stay back. Then you get this 946. It's up here, dude. It's over with. Like, I am not going to be purchasing any one of these candles. There's no way. The risk is way too large, but the momentum entry and the momentum logic, you could just be buying at any level. Even while it's pushing, any level here, you can fucking still enter. I'm just not going to do that. Guess what? Takes off. Now it's taking off, going into the opening range gap, hits the 50%, sweeps that little liquidity to the left, and obviously we had the sealment, what's left of the opening gap. Remember, we just only came up to here. So this is still empty. So that's a more reason why to buy here, right? But I had 2 reasons to sell to get here. That was my goal. They happen to just be very large candles and big profit. So it was good. Now, let's just say I took these sells and some of them were like 3,000, 5,000. Then I would have been more inclined to probably buy it, right? Because of the range and they were small. But just because of the volatility and the sizes, I was content. Again, I'm here to accomplish a goal, not to just, be right and trade all day. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, no big deal. So the price is pushing up. Okay, fine. Pushing up. Not buying any of this. Get this strong ass candle. And guess what? It's still rolling. I'm sitting back. Like, remember, I've already took profit of 2 great trades. So not caring, when you sit back and you pay attention and you're comfortable, you'll notice that you'll be able to see next trades come up. So let me fix this back again a little bit. And then you'll see on the 15-minute, again, hit the 1 and 1.5, whatever. It's coming back up. So it's a dump and a pump, right? It wasn't a sell by sell. So at first it was a sell by sell where it sells, then it buys. Then it sells, then it buys. So we had the order flow that way. But now it's like, that's why I take profit, obviously. You don't know if it's going to whip back up. Okay, so it whipped back up, right? So we got the measurement from here to here now. I'm going to go to this trade. Beautiful. This was better. This was bigger than the first two. And this, I dropped the ball hard here because it should have kept going, but I got wicked out. But you can see at the time I have it measured here, 3.5 to 4, and we just popped up. But when we popped up and I'm watching each candle go up, look to the left. I talked about getting into those equal highs from Friday, right? And then the liquidity and the equal high and the imbalance and that candle, right? And it popped all the way up. Okay, guess what? I'm watching it come up. Now look at the overbought here. First we get into extreme here, but that's only right here. I wasn't playing with these people. I was already sitting back, right? So I'm not holding or not doing anything. And guess what? At the 50%, bought right the hell up. Look, it's sitting right there, bought right up. And then you get these 3 drives. 1, and then down candle retraces. Push up 2 for the wick, and then it comes back down with this. That's a pullback. That's a drive. That's 2. Then it pushes up again. Closes up top. I'm not selling. I wouldn't sell that. And then the next candle pushes up. This is still making drive 3. Then you get the last candle. Ooh, last candle. Now this candle is actually sitting at 50%. So in the Friday opening range gap, you got the 50%, you got the 25%. But what's in between there? Mathematically and algorithmically, there's a 50% level in there, right? So at 50% here, if you drag that out, it's tapping that high. I don't know for sure if that's exactly what the algorithm was doing, but it is still a perfect level. Watch if I do this just by blind. Oh shit, I missed it. You see that? I just highlighted the 25% to 50%, right? And that 50% dragged out. Look at the level. Now you can't make that up, dude, right? So I understand that's happening as well. I don't have to draw this out. I saw it, right? But us also getting into that candle was the key of what I said. And now you see the measurements here that I got fixed. I didn't fix it at the time because I was so focused in what I was doing. But we ended up, then I fixed it here. So from this low to this high, and you could do it multiple ways, but anyways, you see 2 to 2.5 is here. We fall short of 2.5 by some points. No big deal, but it's the logic is still there and super fire. Now, going back to this, remember, I've already pushed down for 1. I caught that move. I tell you sometimes that I'll miss the second move. So the second move was this big ass buy. And dude, let me tell you that for 4 contracts and that range holding up here was like 100 racks. I was like, oh my God. So while this is pushing up, like I said, this is very key. I feel the emotions coming in. I feel like, yo, why didn't you buy that? You were supposed to buy that, blah, 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 blah. But I'm still smiling because I know I caught the previous trades and I'm already great. And guess what? I can catch a little bit of number 3. I don't even have to. I was trying to catch it all. So when I'm selling this, what do you think I'm doing? Well, isn't this a breakout level? Can't you see we just busted through this area? Right? So I'm not expecting, I would love for it to come here, but I don't have to get it here. But guess what? So the price pushes up. At this point, I'm like, dude, I just saw 3 drives. I just saw it sweep there with the imbalance, and it's actually at 50%. I'm on a 30-second chart as well for other charts, and I'm looking at this starting to fucking die. And then after this candle pushes up and it gives me that wick on the 1 minute, I say, oh, that's pretty good signifying thing for us to sell. But guess what I also have? I have this divergence right here. See this high right here is making that high. And then this lower high over here on the RSI is going to be this top high. So I got it overbought once, and then I got super overbought twice because it kept pumping, right? So you know this is going to come back. Could have went, yes, but very confident in selling in this area, okay? And then the next candle opens up, doesn't even wick in, just literally starts pushing down. And look where I get filled. I get filled and I push it here by the time. That's this is like 50 points or something stupid all by itself or something, right? But the momentum is 100% showing me that I'm taking the sell. Where am I taking the sell? Well, first it started pushing down. I would obviously want to come in here, but because the profit and the amount of money was so large, I was like, yeah, I'm taking the money. I don't give a fuck. Right? So now you're talking about a $45,000 plus day, right? So, anyways, taking it and then I'm dragging this. So look what happens. I drag it to here and I should have put it in here above this wick. just in case it wanted to wick back up, right? But I was I was so excited for the profit as well. Not excited, but I was very excited in a way. But I put it right here, and then I took the screenshot because this is what I was looking for, was just trying to get the sell. Again, I didn't fix this thing yet, and then sure enough, if you take a look here, we end up see how it ended up, because that candle wasn't closed. This is where my mistake was, trailing. But again, it's happening fast, and it was gyrating, and it's like, dude, it is what it is. It's just something you could do sometimes. But it's still 47 seconds left in this candle. I should have let this breathe more, but I really didn't want to see this kind of whip up, so I don't give a fuck. And that's explaining why I don't give a fuck, and I'm taking the profit. But in general, I knew that it was, so it ended up coming back up to tap that low. See how the 50% of that wick didn't even get close to it? That's all scripted. So then it closed here, and then it just sank. And oh my God, I can't imagine if because I was trying to push it down and hold it. And if I did, I would have still trailed the stop, boom. I would have probably got out right here, because now we came back to this breakout area and the settlement and the imbalance. That's this stupid candle, and you get 3 drives down. I'm not going to hold it. That would have been huge profit as well. This is probably like 75,000 right here. I don't know, something stupid. And I end up getting tapped out. But guess what? Move 1, push up, move 2. So what was I doing? I caught the 1, or a fake move. You can even count this as move 1, and then that's move 2, right? But let's count the fake move, because the fake move, it's already a move from previous New York, right? So it's already coming down for a move. So we'll just call that down 1, push up 2, retrace back 3. This is a higher high and a higher low considered to this low, pushing up. So where's the mean reversion? Where is the 50% of that? Obviously, it's in this fucking area right there. So that's why I was trying to trail it, but I just got stopped out. But the profit was large. It doesn't matter. I don't give a dude. It doesn't matter, because we talk about this every day. The moves are happening every day, and it's just fire, dude. I don't know what else I could say. It's just what a time to be alive, and what a time to be an experienced trader. That's one thing I could tell you. Man, I gotta stop, dude. 32 minutes. So yeah, we trailed down 3 drives, came back to 50%, fucking pushed back up to squeeze out sellers, came back down to wipe out buyers, and then just consolidate the rest of the day. As you see, this is why I don't fuck around with anything after the first 2 or 3 moves, because then you don't know what's happening. And yes, you can find a setup at a specific macro time and it hitting a key level on the weekly, which is like it's doing like right here, but remember, we have the opening range gap, plus we have the present week gap, and then that 50% level. So we're kind of like bouncing around that shit. You can see it, but I'm confident in this. I was actually confident in this, but I didn't want to fuck around. So missed move 2. Then guess what? I took that sell for move 3. I got a piece of it, didn't get all of it. Guess what? So it came down. Guess what? Then the next move after 3 drives, then move 4. Then it comes up. Does move 4 keep going up, or does move 4 keep coming down? Well, it came back down and takes out that low. But take a look. That could have still been, don't worry about the candles. This could have still been move 2 back down. Okay, so 1, 2. So the sell for 3, this higher high to higher low, it could have 3 drives. And then it pushed up, squeezed, came back, squeezed. It did take that out. But this is still also the retracement. So this is just a lower low and a lower high and a lower low in the leg coming back down. I know you understand what I'm saying, but we don't know. That's why I don't want to be involved. You get what I'm saying? But this down move and this up move and then this down move, that's high probability. That's because there has so much stuff to do and accomplish. That's why I'm letting swings go. Now, what I should have done is, not should have, but I would rather have let this came down here and then look for the buy up. But remember, we are in a weird time, especially with these double bottoms and these equal lows. And I was involved here early because, hey, I'm trying to get the loot early. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to wait. And it's not being impatient here. I knew exactly as the swing lower highs were being created that I've seen this a million times. If it's going to be like that, then it needs to look like that. And that's what it did. That's how I got these trades, right? But anyways, move down, then move up, move down. Okay, so it comes back here. So from here, does this keep going down or does this stop at support and then go up? Looks like it's so far it started spending its time going back up, right? So you're consolidating. It's a weird area. There's so much I could bring up here, but at the same speaking, if it's just like any drop that you've seen. So like if you take a look here, just like this big drop in August, we push down and we pop that back up and we speaker. We're kind of inverting right now. We're kind of inverting speakering right now. If you take a look, like you see, it was kind of like at a pennant. Some people call this a pennant. So it's an inverted speaker because over here, this is like a regular speaker here, right? You see that? Well, where'd my mouse go? Lower lows here, lower lows high, and then you bust out through that range, right? Again, lower this low and this high, or even that low, doesn't matter, to that high, 50% is right there. So that's why I was also, you can see it, the fib right here, this 50%. That's why I was trying to come down. You're going to say, well, wait, it hit it perfectly there. Well, I'm not expecting perfect delivery. I'm expecting manipulation. So I want to see breakout levels and imbalance and liquidity. That's a whole pocket full of that. Plus that level of, I mean, it's perfect, right? Another reason why I'm a little mad about the buy. But you have to tell yourself, it's okay. There's another move coming. I literally was so patient. Now, the old me would have been like, man, I missed the move. I'm trying to sell every one of these candles, every one of these popping up. I'm trying to sell so I can come back down because I want to be right. No, let that bitch roll. Let it move. It's pretty obvious that it also wants to get these people out with that breakout level. But, again, with that 4-hour imbalance, I don't have it highlighted. But all this area is very logical with the liquidity, right? So, okay. But the drives is really what did it for me too. The drive 1, the drive 2, and then the drive 3. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to get back involved. And I said, it's early. I'm just going to take a quick move and this sell. And it's pretty sure it's going to be a big trade because of the volatility that's cracking. And sure enough, it was just a great decision and a good move. So now we don't know. But see, I don't care what happens anymore here, right? So that's the logic. And then also, real quick, you see also when we dropped here, we had a gap, and we pushed back up for everybody that's the selling. We're already slithering down. We talked about that in the previous videos. They pushed down, then we're popping back up here. So there's many things that can kind of take place here. Before I even get to that, let me just finish this. You also have the lower. So this is where I also dropped the ball, but it was so hard to kind of focus. But Dow ended up taking at 9:30. They ended up taking out that low, okay, that we made it at London. But see, we had higher lows with S&P and Dow and Nas. So, but before that, yeah, no, that's right. So that's the reason why buying there was very key. So I totally dropped the ball there. But again, I'm content with the big profit. Most people didn't take the sell that I took. Most people took that buy, right? So sometimes you exchange one for another. It just happens to be that way. Doesn't mean that we're both wrong or right. It just means that, it is what it is. So I'm pretty sure many people didn't catch that sell though. But okay, so we had that pushing up. And then when we got up here, this is explaining my sell. Because we had a higher high here with Nas. And we lower highs here with Dow and S&P. They didn't take that liquidity out. And that big push, then it came all the way back. And I was sitting back like, do you think they're really going to come all the way back here? I'm going to be like, that's so much money fucking offered. Sure enough, it happened. Trust your analysis. And that's another thing. But, and then dollar was kind of also doing the same thing. So, and if you look at bonds and yields, they're kind of like doing the opposite, but already reaching their levels before the market comes, because it's a little bit discombobulated, I'd say. I think that's on purpose as well. But dollar is now looks like it's kind of ranging back up to maybe fall down. Or is this a support where it comes back up? But I'm not really focused on that. So and then let's take a look at Dow real quick. Fire here, bro. Look. Just so you guys know, I've had this level on my chart like all this time, like since it happened back then. I don't really bring up this chart for Dow, but I mean, you broke right through. I talked about this a long time ago. And then sure enough, you have a gap right there. So Dow did come and take that gap. So that's why Nas, I don't think it's Nas is done. But Dow came to that gap. Look at that shit, dude. Can't make that up. I didn't draw. Notice I didn't highlight both of them. I didn't need to. You were already seeing that. This was I even forgot the reason why I even highlighted this, but this is really what what we talk about. That's obvious. I don't have to like explain that. And sure enough, you got the higher low, higher high, and coming down fast for that higher low, wiping all of 24 and almost late 23, right? So, and they hit it, but they didn't seal it. So, again, I don't trade Dow, so I don't really care. But now that we're looking at it, we tapped in, but it's not sealed. So we made a lower low. I expect a lower high. And did we make that today? Are we going to still play around and pop up and then roll over? That's very possible. So I'm just going to leave that alone. And then super oversold. Weeklies now on the oversold. Haven't saw that in forever. Plus with the dailies. And then S&P. Very similar, obviously. And coming right back to their breakout level. Very, very good time to buy there. Again, it could keep coming lower, but I mean, we could spend some time popping up now. So it's very, everything else was already outlined all this time from down up there to down here. But now when we get here, it's becoming a little bit different. Why was I saying that? Because, even here, if you look at S&P, you can see that breakout level right there, we came right to it. See, this level's already drawn. I didn't mark this today or this month or this year. Like, this was already there. So go watch previous videos. I don't really show this chart for ES either too much, but I've already had that there. Take a look. We went right to it. And almost the same distance of 2022, of their 2022. I mean, bro, that shit ain't even normal. I mean, even COVID didn't even look like that. I mean, it did, but I'm not gonna go back there. Well, maybe I will. I mean, even COVID, COVID did this and this, right? And it's coming down, but this is a lot more structure than fucking where we are right now. I'll tell you that. So I don't know. So the reason why I'm saying all that is because I feel like they're trying to come all the way down. Say it's priced in. Say we're in a recession and we already kind of hit a bottom. Again, I still feel like we should have more structure. But even after popping up from all the breakout areas, we have an imbalance here. They want to tap in. I'll get to the NQ real quick. I'd rather do it there, and then I want to be done. And I can't believe I made a long video. Fuck, man, 42 minutes. So, again, with the 30-year data, the 30-year historical data for NASDAQ shows that that we are retracing back down, right? Which we are doing. But it's kind of, it's the 7th, right? Yeah. Well, for them, it's showing like around the 15th where it's the bottom. So, again, this is going to be very hard for me to project what's going to happen. But I could see this. Whoa, where is it? Oh, okay. So we're here. Let's just say we close here. All right. So is it something like this, where we come back down like that, and then buy up, right? Because remember that gap, right? See that? So this however many days. Again. When I do an example like this, it's like how long did it take? Well, we had Friday and we had Monday drop, obviously here, and then the buying back up. Is right now we had it today, Monday, but does it keep happening Tuesday, right? So you got to remember how many days it takes to get there. We got there pretty fast, but what was I doing here? So I don't want to do it on this chart because I really want to do it on this chart, but just for a second here to come down and come back up, right? Or does it not want to keep going any higher? I'll take a look. As you notice, we hit that low right there. Super. That's an imbalance that's resealed pretty well. Not an imbalance, but like a breakout level, sealed pretty well. And then we shoot down here. So it's possible that we don't even go any really higher. You never know. Maybe a little sweep up like this or something. And then we just kind of rush back down real quick for this. So Or if you look at any of these drops, we dropped here and we played around and then we started pushing up, right? So just like here when we dropped here, we pushed up and then we started buying up slowly. Okay, that's a normal bullish world. If you take a look down here, let's just go to COVID real quick. And I'm just talking. You see, you drop down, then this candle pushes up hard underneath. Then we get another crazy candle. By the way, if you looked at the VIX, and by the way, all the other assets here, I'm not gonna pull it up right here, but the VIX was like at hit a 60 on the VIX, VIX. You type that in. We had in August 5th when we had that big drop, we had a 65 on the VIX. So super volatile and crazy. So what I'm saying is that it's very possible that we have a very slam day down for tomorrow. So and then kind of like again maybe reaching the bottom or is this enough to buy up? It looks a little weak to me because we should have kept buying and we created a wick. But anyways, I'm just trying to give you basic understanding and logic and conversation. So it could do any one of these things here. So but in a perfect world, I would like it to just do this. This is what I would like to do, if you ask me. All right, and then we can retrace back up and talk more about it. It's going to get very interesting from here as well. So, I made a long video, but beautiful, man, just beautiful. Look at the 1 hour again, 3.5 to 4. Over here measuring this, came to the 2. Man, so much beautifulness. I didn't even project this here. I guess I could do it. I almost want to do it on this wick. What does it look like there? I don't want to mess up this chart too much. Yeah, I like that. That's good right there. Because I'm measuring these 3 candles, right? And then you can see, 2 to 2.5 is right there. Comes like real close, buddy. Right there. Came to 1 and 1.5 first. You see it, right? I'm not trying to make this messy. 1 and 1.5, retraces back, almost falls to the 2. So we're kind of sitting in both places. This is a little suspect here. So if we're gonna keep pushing up, I want us to come. Well, either it needs to just keep pushing now, or I want it to come and sweep this first. But I think if we came this low, that we would now be trying to hunt that. So it's kind of like in the middle, if you know what I'm saying. So I hope all this helps, and I'm so glad I participated today, because today is not even a news day. Today is Monday with no news, and they be doing that shit. They be doing that slick shit on days that you don't expect, and people aren't going to trade today, and I wasn't. But beautiful, man. So we came to the 2 to 2.5 right here on the 15-minute. And then if it's really heavy, I wouldn't want to see it come up to any higher. I would want to see it kind of roll over and continue down. And then now we're following this flow here, 3.5 to 4. Maybe sweep them. We talk more about it. I also had those levels. Man, I've been talking about these levels, dude. We were talking about it way up here. And sure enough, they dangled that carrot at first. Remember that carrot here? Took them out, ran through them, and then even ran through them. So beautiful. Used the gaps to do it. Slithered down. This is what it looks like in a very liquidity grab raid on a higher time frame. It's just beautiful. And then I got that measured. Even if, that's good enough. So I don't know. This to me, this just looks a little suspect. The price is still sitting here. It's not like we kind of kept going up, and they could have too, But if I was the market, I would have came down to take them out first. And that's one of the reasons why I was also still selling. But I trailed my stop and I took the profit. I don't give a fuck. I don't need to be right. If I was trying to hold it for here and be like, yo, I'm gonna hold it for here, dude. Why? You already got. These were each one of these was over 10 grand, and the trays and that I took here. You know what I'm saying? So you just play it smooth. These days are maybe not like this every day, but you're getting these moves every day, and that's why I say every day is a trading day as well. So I gotta be done, dude. You guys take care and God bless.